Hello, I am Generation Internet. This is Combat Mission Black Sea. This is the 10th minute, I believe, unless I miscounted somewhere, of the NATO side. It's a turn of more moving. You see a lot of slow crawling along that road in the south. You have some elements pretty far forward at this point, though. You have your recon elements. You keep an eye on all those tank contacts. None of those disappear. Some interesting stuff does happen, though, towards the end. Other than your vehicles slowly getting into position, you get some new spots. You see you have some infantry transport contacts. You see right there, you get some contacts. Those are actually BTRs. And those are from all your guys in the little island in the middle here. So you got an infantry contact, 2 infantry contacts, and 2 APC contacts. So you're starting to see some infantry support on that. You got a laser warning on your Abrams. I believe that's Chunky Monkey's Abrams. And that pops smoke and reverses away, and that's the end of the turn. Suspense. So in terms of what you spot up here, you see some BTRs, like this guy here. It looks like they just have machine guns on them. And you see some infantry immediately start pouring out of them, like angry little bees. So you got 2 BTRs, hatches open, infantry coming out, coming just in behind this T-90, which is overlooking the top of the road here. And that spotting is done by both of your Métis teams, right down here. And also, this continues to be about like 10 to 20 meters outside of the range of these ATGMs, so that continues to be frustrating. And so a bit of excitement down here. Your Abrams gets a laser warning, pop smokes, and reverses. So a pop smokes and it reverses, I think, directly away. A pop smoke directly in the direction of the threat. I'm not sure exactly how the mechanic works, but it reacts to threats. And it basically looks like it's reacting to something from around where that tank contact was, based on the smoke and the way it's backing up. So something within those 3 kilometers over there have raised this news. Alright, here is the second half of the NATO turn. This one actually gets a little bit exciting. Not necessarily towards the beginning, but certainly within the last 10 seconds. Your lead elements are coming up essentially on the flank of that tank you see on the highway. The American 1st Platoon is almost entirely in position now. They're just taking a weird little hook around here per orders. The Ukrainian 2nd Company almost entirely starts getting underway. Everybody is pretty much where you order them to be. And look, your AT team spots another T-90. This is the AT-4C Spigot. Range of 2,400 meters, 2,500 meters. And oh, look at that. ATGM is in the air, racing towards that newly spotted T-90. And the turn stops just before it's its destination. So, we'll go in, take a look at that, and then go over where your units are. So it's a bit hard to see, but this is a team that spots that T-90 way the fuck across the field. And they launch their missile. You can see it helpfully tracked by the light it's casting on the ground. And it reaches almost all the way to its target by the time the turn ends. So, taking a missile's eye view, here's where that missile is. All its glory. And here's the tank you're shooting at. Now it looks like this thing is pretty much hull down relative to where that ATGM team is. But apparently it hasn't popped smoke yet, so maybe it hasn't seen the ATGM. Taking a wider view, this is where your missile is, this is where the tank is, so that should land or miss within the next little while in the next minute of play. So other than that, not much happens this turn other than moving. So I'm just going to go through and give you another quick through of your actual units. So 1st Company, what's left of it, is now spread out over all this area. You have Willie's platoon up here. The remnants of Joseph Stalinator's platoon down here. I think, yeah, these 2 guys are just gunners. Ross's platoon here. So 1st Company is weapons over here. Infantry coming up on the road here, and Willie by the forest. Ukrainian 2nd Company is nice and compact on the road here. They're pretty much in convoy formation. They're all ready to head out. And they're all completely behind the Americans. So these guys are going to start hitting full speed real soon. Speaking of Americans, find their headquarters. Here's the American company. They're real strung out on the road. You can see at the back here we have Junkazein's HQ is the very last unit other than this sniper team who was ordered here on turn 1. We have the HQ of PT Thighs all the way back here, even though this unit is all the way at the front. Well, and we have the 1st platoon, which is getting into position. So they're almost clear across the map now. It's actually a very, very short distance to the little road that hooks around and goes back up to the highway. So they're close to the exit. We're just hooking around this part of the road here. You can see you have a platoon of infantry and a tank at this little crossroads here. So this is the T-64 that Bakarut has been ordering around. You have 2nd Squad, 1st Platoon, 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, 2nd Squad, 3rd Platoon, and 3rd Squad, 1st Platoon. So almost all of 1st Platoon is here, as well as one element of 3rd Platoon. And so they're coming up on this intersection where they're almost... I don't know, you don't see where that infantry goes, but these BTRs are in this tree line. And from this tree line, it's a bit of an open field to where your American infantry is ordered to go. So they're definitely coming up within range of... I don't think they'll spot through those trees, but they're in range of this tank and these BTRs. I think it's a bit of a rise. There'll be a little bit reversed slope. Yeah, no, you can't actually see those vehicles. So you're covered from there, but you're getting in proximity. Other than that, we have your recon platoon. All survived. So this team, the 1st team, has an RPG-7 and 5 shots. Every other team just has 1 disposable RPG. RPG-22. Except for the HQ, which has 3. It looks like... yeah, your HQ BTR has 2 more disposable RPGs in it. But none of the other BRDMs do. So you have a couple of AT assets here, and you're slowly creeping up into these woods towards this flank. There's a closer view of where Ross's platoon is. No. So weapons platoon is pretty much exactly where it has been. Nothing's changed there. Your tanks, this T-64 is right up near the road where it was ordered. I don't believe it has a spot on that tank. It might be able to see that tank, but it'll be hull down. This is your Abrams. It's reversed. I'm not sure if it's done reversing, but it's behind a smoke cloud and some trees now. And that's Chunky Monkey's elements that weren't chopped off. The oldest man has his tanks moving in here. These two, the Oplot and the Abrams, I believe, are ordered to sit right here. And the T-64 is ordered to go sit over here. So they're all moving to the middle of the fields. Everything's kind of spread out. You have a whole bunch of HQ support assets like grenade launchers kind of scattered around. You have some recoilless rifles. I think that covers everything, and every minute I keep running my mouth is longer that this thing has to upload. So that'll do it for this turn. Excited to see your orders and how you respond to emerging threats, and I'm really excited to see what happens to that missile. So I will see you next time.